Well, well, well. Just when we thought the Cowboys could not win the NFC East, and the Eagles go and do something that I didn't think they would do. They lost to the Chicago Bears. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. We are back. The Philadelphia Eagles on Black Friday went and got the brakes beat off of them. And I mean the brakes beat off of them by the Chicago Bears. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live, and we are live. And if you have not become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up the rest of this season. Now let's talk facts. The Eagles have made a mistake. The Cowboys have got an extra incentive if they ever needed one. The Cowboys must take care of business on Thursday because the Eagles have given the Cowboys the break they needed. Because we're going to look at my whole chart about the road to the playoffs. And I thought the wild card was basically the only way we were getting there. But the Eagles, in getting beat by the Bears, getting beat to the Bears, the Eagles have cracked the door open to winning the NFC East. They have cracked the door open. All the Cowboys have to do is kick it the rest of the way down. They need to take care of business, beat the Detroit Lions, and I'm telling y'all, the Cowboys can. And I'm about to go out on a limb. The Philadelphia Eagles collapse is about to be epic. There is something going on with them. The entire team. And I don't think it's something they can fix in a week. This division is right there for the taking for the Cowboys. The only thing they have to do is take care of business and win. Man, let me show you what else we're going to be talking about today. So, we're going to talk about the Eagles lose, the Eagles loss. And then we're going to catapult out of that into the road to the playoffs. Then we're going to listen to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has said a couple of things. I haven't listened to the interview, but Jerry Jones I saw something breaking news about Trevon Diggs, and I want to talk about it. Also, Overreaction Monday. Probably don't have a lot of overreactions right now. The Cowboys, a lot of these things are looking like they're coming to fruition. And then we'll see if I get to this part. But I want to show you something about Oso Digizua. And we'll see if we get that far. Oso Digizua. But this is what we're going to talk about for sure. Eagles lose, road to the playoffs, Jerry Jones, Overreaction Monday, Osa checks Shannon. Man, it's going to be, next Thursday is just going to be must-watch TV again. If we thought the Thanksgiving game was one of the most watched games, if not the most watched game of the season, I got a feeling next Thursday night will be one of the top 3 watched games of the season because the Cowboys are going to have so many things on the line. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. The Cowboys got the break. I didn't think they was going to get this break, but they are getting this break, and we're going to talk about it. All right, for about a minute, let's get this roll call in as people continue to come in. Lord Nova 85 in the building first. Let's go. Dominique, what is going on? Hey, Dominique, boy, it is a shame. They beat the brakes off them boys, Dominique. But I'm going to tell you something, Dominique. The Chicago Bears are better than we thought. The Chicago Bears are better than we thought. And the reason why, I'm telling y'all, we're talking about our coach, and we got a great coach. But I'm telling you right now, he going to have a hard time beating Ben Johnson out for Coach of the Year. Ben Johnson is an animal. Ben Johnson has turned around, and I mean a terrible franchise. And man, I saw his post game. Man, this dude is Dr. Frankenstein, bro. I can see why his team is winning. Them boys are, the Chicago Bears, they're real. But I still think they're beatable because of Caleb Williams. Kippy, in the building, what's going on? The Eagles are not done. We're going to talk about it. Losing to the Chargers and the Bills incoming. Yes, that's what you mean. I believe it too. And I agree with you, Kippy. I think we're going to win the division. And I'm going to tell everybody how we're going to win the division. You watch what I tell you. The Queen is in the building. Queen, I think your package will be in the mail tomorrow. Brandy, what's going on? Brandy, no worries. We don't have to depend on anybody now. All the Cowboys have to do is win out. Dolores Ennis, what is going on? She said, I'm still Black Friday shopping. Let's go. Marquieto Chavez, what up? John Henry, what's up? Derek Jones, what's going on? Yeah, we got a show today. The show don't stop. Justin Bradley, what's going on? The L with the Eagles. Tatiana, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, she says, I love how focused the Cowboys are right now. They are more focused than I've seen them in years since the 90s, Tatiana. And I'm telling you, because I can remember some years the Cowboys under Tony Romo were not focused. Him and Jason Witten went down to Cabo, and it was a mess. And you know what? I'm going to talk about this at a later date. But it was the New York Giants who were focused. Came in and beat a Cowboys team that had the number one seed that was supposed to go all the way. And the Giants, on a Cinderella season, they went all the way to the Super Bowl. It can be done. It can be done. 70 Bo, what up with you? Eagles OC been exposing Hurts. He's not a pocket passer. I tell you what, 70 Bo, they missing Kellen Moore. 72 Chevelle, good evening, what's going on? Paul Lando, what's going on with you? Paul Lando said, Mr. G, you caught it with your keys, but I'm beginning to feel like these Cowboys are going to a crazy level, and the league better watch out. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it in the road to the playoffs. Keith Zug, what's going on? Short Man, Brandon Green. Let's see here. Bert, DJ in this thing. What's going on? Ernest Bivens, what up? Derrick Rose, in relation to Derrick Rose, what's up? Washington is in the crib. AI says the Cowboys are 1.5 games back of the Eagles. Yeah, let's go. Sir Nose. What up, Sir Nose? The birds are coming apart at the seams. They are. Lolly in the crib. Ice Cold Cowboy. What's going on, Ice Cold? Lynn from the 903. Good to see you. Big Moss Dog. Mills. What's going on? The Magna. What's going on? Ty Howard in this thing. What's going on? My sister from the beginning, Niecy. Well. She said, I told you that the Eagles was going to get mauled by the Bears. Let's go. All right, I'm going to finish up with my man, JCT Slice. I'll get the rest of y'all as we come in. Uncle Trey, what up? JCT Slice says, G, can the media finally be honest about Jalen? He's a good quarterback, but he was never great unless you put greatness around him. The same thing people said about Dak, but that's none of my business. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Brandy's in here. She said, hey, my loves. Let me get a few more in, and then we're going to get started. Gene Martin here. Jay Battle. What is going on? Good to see you up in here. Mike Fields up in this thing. What's going on, Mike Fields? Win for life, too. What's going on? Man, let's get this thing going. Jay Battle. I think I got you, but nevertheless, greetings again. Michael Gordon. Not Michael Jordan, he said. Michael Jordan. Yes, Michael Gordon. Lack of Kellen Moore. John Jones said, what up, G? And I'm going to tell you again, boy, this is New Jack City. And the Cowboys, I think they're on their way. King Zoog, what up, what up? Yeah, too much gifts. It is Jamal-ism. Ryan R in this thing. Hey, we got a shot. My man, Ron Hanna. Let's go. Corliss Piper, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Man, I'm telling y'all, I did not. Richard Baptiste, hallelujah, what's going on? Dale Jordan, I did not believe the Eagles would lose to the Bears at home. I didn't. Michael Winston, what's up? That 70s Fan Show, what's up with you guys? Good to see y'all. I did not think the Eagles were going to lose. But you know what?
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all say my name, put some respect on it.
Let me put some respect on the doggone Chicago Bears name. Let me tell y'all something. Dang on Chicago Bears, the real deal. I don't know what to tell us right now. They're the real deal. Now, I think their problem is going to be, I actually think their problem is going to be Caleb Williams, though. I'm not sure about Caleb Williams in this thing. But as far as Ben Johnson goes and that defense goes, that running game, they're the real deal. I still say their weakness is Caleb Williams. So, Jay, TX May, what's going on? He said, was Sirianni ever a good coach? I think he was. I think he is. But they got some issues going on. And one of the issues they have going on right now is their offensive line is non-existent. Their defense, their offensive line is non-existent. Tonight, when you look today, Saquon Barkley was getting hit 3 and 4 yards in the backfield. And Jalen Hurts has not been able to be a part of the run game the way that he normally is. So without him being a part of the run game, without Saquon Barkley being the Saquon Barkley of last year, with a banged-up offensive line, without Kellen Moore, the Philadelphia Eagles, they are not the same team. A lot of people miss this. When you have a super team, it also requires super coaches to coach a super team. And they are not. Sirianni needs coaches just like everybody else. It's just not happening. It was pathetic. It was pathetic all the way around. Let's check out the box score on this game. And in Philadelphia, the ineptitude of Jalen Hurts to play pure quarterback is one of the main problems. He cannot play, and I think this is even why Nick Saban moved away from him at Alabama. He cannot play pure quarterback. I've said this about Jalen Hurts for years. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. Have always followed him. But Jalen Hurts, if you want a quarterback that's going to throw for 250 and up per game, Jalen Hurts is not your quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not your quarterback. Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that you got to have a bunch of weapons around him, including a great defense, including a great offensive line, because he's going to be a part of the run game. Every 3 to 4 games, maybe 5, he'll have one of those games that make you go, wow. But he doesn't do it consistently. It's only about every 3 to 4, maybe 5 games where he'll have one of those big games to remind you, well, I can throw the ball, but he can't do it consistently. And that's always been an issue with Jalen Hurts. And especially if you put him in a situation where if he's got to win the game, not with his legs, but with his arm, he's not going to do it. And teams caught on to him. And shout out to Matt Eberflus in the first game. A lot of people don't realize Matt Eberflus and the defense for the Cowboys kind of gave the blueprint because people started noticing immediately that Jalen Hurts was struggling with tight window throws and zone defenses. So what are all the teams doing to him now? Zone defenses. And the OC isn't Kellen Moore. The OC isn't smart enough with the weapons that they have. The OC is not smart enough to go against those zone defenses. And you should be able to go up against zone defenses when you got the weapons that he has. Come on, man. You got Devontae Smith. You got A.J. Brown. You got Goddard. You got Saquon Barkley. But again, a part of that is, too, the offensive line is kind of, it's more than beat up. I mean, Lane Johnson not being there is hurting them really, really bad. And again, Kellen Moore not being there is hurting them really, really bad. And not to mention, there's another part. It takes a certain kind of coach. It takes a certain kind of culture. It takes a certain kind of quarterback, certain kind of players to win a Super Bowl and then go back and win another one back to back. That is tough. Because this is pretty much how it goes. The drive to get back to the Super Bowl after you lose is greater for 98% of the people than it is to get back there again. Everybody don't have the drive that Tom Brady had. Tom Brady got used to being in the Super Bowl. So he was always trying to get there. Bill Belichick, Super Bowls, and Super Bowls were never good enough. He was always trying to get there. Jimmy Johnson, one of the most tenacious coaches that we've ever seen. His entire existence was built around always being in the Super Bowl. A Super Bowl was never good enough for Jimmy Johnson. 2 Super Bowls were never good enough for Jimmy Johnson. If Jimmy would have came back to the Cowboys, it never would have been good enough to get 3, 4, 5. He'd have kept on trying to get Super Bowls for the Dallas Cowboys because that's the kind of coach that he is. A lot of people don't have that kind of drive. And I'm telling y'all right now, Ben Johnson is going to be, I'm telling you, him and Shotty are going to be running, man, tight for this doggone coach of the year. Because I'm looking at them on both ends of the spectrums of Brian coming in, building this culture, and built a culture that can endure the trials and the tribulations of the defense early on, endured the Michael Parsons trade, endured the Trayvon Diggs nonsense, endured the Marshawn Nealon passing. I mean, Shotty built a culture that is not only handle things, but now this culture is starting to just bind together in such a way that the brotherhood that they have put together is incredible. Now, you go back on the other end of this with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, on the other hand, is a Frankenstein monster dog. And the way he's getting his team to win is that losing is not an option. Ben Johnson is intense, man. He's very intense. I can see why. I was listening to the running backs today in their post-game press conference. Man, I'm telling you, Ben Johnson is a different animal. I don't even know if Caleb Williams is the kind of quarterback he needs. He gonna have to really step it up a little bit to be the kind of quarterback that Ben Johnson wants, man, because I'm telling you, Ben Johnson is a Super Bowl level coach, and him and Brian Schottenheimer, I'm telling you, those names are the 2 names you're going to be hearing for Coach of the Year. And just looking real quick at the Eagles, just kind of look at how this game went. So Jalen Hurts was 19 of 34, 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, this is why when you look at the box score, you also have to look at the game. Jalen Hurts, watching this game today, Jalen Hurts missed at least 4 game-breaking, wide-open passes. He missed at least 4 of those. Jalen Hurts, even though he got 230, was wildly inaccurate. Wildly inaccurate. Saquon Barkley was getting hit in the backfield all day long. Jalen Hurts got a couple of runs off, but they just made mistakes. A.J. Brown was 10 for 132. Devontae Smith was 5 for 48. But the problem is, even with the A.J. Brown yards, some of these yards came when the game was pretty much over. The Chicago Bears pretty much ended this game right there early in the 4th quarter. They ended it. It was pretty much over. It was 24-9. It was over. They ended them. They absolutely ended them. And I'm telling you, and the reason why they ended them was a lot of miscues by Jalen Hurts. Because when you look at Caleb Williams, they're not depending upon Caleb Williams to carry the team. That's not what they're doing. Caleb Williams was 17 of 36, 154. Let me tell you something. As good as the Bears are right now, if they played the Cowboys right now, where the Cowboys are right now, the Bears wouldn't have a chance. Your quarterback can't play like this and beat the Cowboys. Your quarterback can't play like this and beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys would be a way more formidable opponent for the Chicago Bears now versus where they were in the beginning. But that's not taking anything away from the Chicago Bears. Their defense is absolutely real. Some of those yards they got were garbage yards. That the Eagles got, they were garbage yards. But their running game, this Kyle Moning guy or whatever his name is, 130 yards. DeAndre Swift, 125 yards. That's where they won the game. That's where they won the game. You're not running like this on the Cowboys. Not now, you're not. Yeah, you're not running like that on them now. So they're really depending upon their run game and their defense, and that's what's kind of gotten them there. But I'm telling you guys, man, the Eagles, oh man, they are on a downward spiral that is going to have to be studied. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But the Bears did a number on them. 281 yards rushing. To what? At home? At home? You don't get ran on 281 yards at home. Maybe on the road. But at home? Travesty. But good news for us. Yeah, that is good news for us Cowboys fans. The Eagles are falling from the sky. The Eagles are falling from the sky. It's good for us Cowboy fans, because I am telling y'all now, the Eagles are about to have an epic collapse. And I'm going to show you something here. There is a crazy stat that we have forgotten about. Hold on a second. Let me look this up. I want to make sure. There is a crazy stat at play here. There is a crazy stat that I thought didn't mean anything with the way the Eagles started. With the way the Eagles started this season. With the way the Eagles started this season, but it's starting to look like that this is going to be a big deal. It does seem like this is going to be a big deal. And so, let me read a couple of super chats real quick. Dak fan for life. He said, "Gee, I think it's this is 2023 all over again. We are going to win this division. The Eagles have the Chargers next in LA. This is our division." Now, Dak fan for life. Let me just add a little bit to this. I don't think this is 2023 all over again. I don't think this is 2023 all over again. This is something different. And the reason why, Dak fan for life, why I'm saying this is something different. We have two wide receivers now. We got two number one wide receivers. The reason why the 2023 season ended the way it did, we only had one wide receiver. We got a run game in 2025. We didn't have a run game in 2023. We got a better, nobody better, but we got an offensive line in 2023. The run game, the offensive line. Dak Prescott is, I don't know if he's playing better than 2023. But I think where his mind is is better than it was in 2023. I think Dak Prescott's mindset is better. And hey, let me tell you, Dak fan for life, and this is the greatest part. This defense right now, that had Michael Parsons and whoever else we wanted to say what was on that defense, DeMarcus Lawrence, this defense right now is better than that defense in 2023. Yeah, this defense is better. This defense is better. This is something totally new. What we are looking at is the evolution of a championship team. We haven't seen it since the 90s. But this is what we are dealing with. We are in the phase of the 1991 Cowboys. This is exactly what this reminds me of, is the 1991 Cowboys. Y'all heard me say this at the beginning of the season on my Jimmy Johnson barometer scale. This is 1991. 2026 is going to be 1992. The Cowboys will be a juggernaut in 1990. They will be a juggernaut in 2026. And they're on their way to being a juggernaut right now. And if teams play around too much, man, the Cowboys are on the roll right now. The thing about going to the Super Bowl is getting on a roll, getting on a hot streak at the right time. It's always been about that. Man, the Cowboys on the roll right now. Let's see how far it can go. Michael Gordon, appreciate both of those super chats. But I'm telling us, man, this thing with the Eagles today, guys, it was absolutely major. It was absolutely major. Okay, let me take care of a couple of things here, because we're about to go to the road to the playoffs, and then we're gonna get to Jura Jones, and then we'll talk about Overreaction Monday, which after the day, we're gonna have Overreaction Friday, but after the day, I don't think there's no such thing as Overreaction Friday, because anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen. Dak fan for life, he said, I meant 2023 as far as the Eagles collapsing. Yeah. Dak fan for life. This may be worse. And the reason why I said Dak fan for life, because the main injury for them is on the offensive line. But they don't seem to have the same drive that they had last year. They don't seem to have man, let me tell you something. Who would have thought that Kellen Moore, they would miss Kellen Moore this much? Boy, they missing Kellen Moore, man. It is crazy how they're missing Kellen Moore. Let's kind of look at the road to the playoffs real quick. I kind of went in and updated it. And now that I've updated the road to the playoffs, oh my gosh. This is crazy. Because the road to the playoffs, I basically was like, we're going to the wild card, because I figured today the Eagles would just go in here and take care of business. But the Eagles, they got taken care of. And the Bears took care of business. Check this out, guys. It's amazing what winning does. It's amazing what winning does. The Eagles, and I haven't corrected the numbers on the front. I'll correct those at the end of this week. But the Eagles are 8-4. The Bears are 9-3. The Packers are 8-3-1. The 49ers are 8-4. The 49ers have become the target now. But I think we're going to be able to get the 49ers too. The Lions are 7-5. The Panthers are 6-6, and the Cowboys are 6-5-1. So, the Lions beat the Commanders, lost to the Eagles, beat the Giants, lost to the Packers. I got a strange feeling the Cowboys are going to beat the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, something is wrong. They went and got a center out of retirement for the Cowboys, because they know after the last few weeks, Jared Goff is as immobile can get. The Cowboys are going to have a field day on the Detroit Lions. He is not Patrick Mahomes. The Cowboys yesterday get at least 3 or 4 more sacks if that wasn't Patrick Mahomes. They are going to get sacks, and I'm telling you, they're going to get multiple sacks on Jared Goff. He is literally the backup to the Statue of Liberty. The Lions will have to play the Cowboys, the Rams. We'll see what the Steelers do. The Bears are going to be too much for them. I could literally see where the Bears could easily finish 10-7, which I think they're going to probably finish around 10-7. I think they'll finish 10-7 at the worst, 9-8. 10 wins is not going to be enough for them to overcome the Cowboys, especially since I believe the Cowboys are going to beat them. The Bears. The Bears have a heck of a schedule coming up, guys. The Bears have a heck of a schedule coming up. They're right now 9-3. But I can tell you now, they're going to have a hard time getting to 10 wins. I'm telling y'all, man, the Bears are going to have a tough time getting to 10 wins. The Bears got to go to Green Bay. That's going to be a tough out. Let me tell you the one that y'all don't think is going to be a tough out. And the Bears are going to play this team. And they're going to give the Bears everything they can handle. And it is the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns is going to give the Chicago Bears everything they can handle. You watch what I tell you. I think Shedeur Sanders will still be the quarterback by then. He'll have another game up under his belt. You watch what I tell you. The Cleveland Browns are going to win games with Shedeur Sanders. They're going to win games. The Browns are going to be a tough out for the Bears. I think they'll get beat by the Packers on at least one of these. I think they'll beat the Packers. I think the Packers will beat them. 49ers. It's going to be a tough outing at the 49ers. It really is. But we'll see where we are at that point in time, because maybe we'll be rooting for the Bears to beat the 49ers. And then, of course, they have to see the Lions. The Bears don't have an easy schedule. But I don't think we're really worried about the Bears as much, because right now, I think our focus is going to be on the Eagles. The Panthers, I'm not worried about the Panthers. I think they get beat by the Rams, the Bucks, and the Seahawks. That'll put them at 9 losses. That'll put them at 8-9. Not worried about the Panthers. The Vikings, might as well take this off here, because the Vikings the Vikings couldn't beat an egg right now. Vikings are bad. The Packers, they got some tough games coming up. I got all their games in red. They got to play the Bears at home, the Broncos, the Bears on the road, the Ravens. Don't be surprised if the Green Bay Packers lose 3 of the next 5 games. The Packers may absolutely lose 3 of the next 5 games. They got 2 on the road, and the Ravens will be hungry for the playoffs. They may very well lose 3 of those games. I think the Green Bay Packers are probably going to finish around 10-6-1. The Cowboys. What we thought was the hardest schedule in football. The Cowboys knocked off the Raiders, knocked off the Eagles, and knocked off the Chiefs. I went back and updated this. The games you see in green, the Cowboys should win those games easily. The game in yellow is the Chargers. We'll see what happens. I think the Cowboys are better than them. I give the Cowboys the edge at home. This is the last hurdle for the Cowboys. It's the last hurdle for the Cowboys. Do y'all realize the Detroit Lions is the last thing standing in front of the Dallas Cowboys? It's the last thing. Do y'all realize that the Cowboys beat the Lions? And I'm going to remember, Mina Kimes said that she don't think the Cowboys can beat the Detroit Lions. I like Mina Kimes, and I'm telling you, people be giving her a little too much credit for football acumen. The Cowboys can very well beat the Lions. They're on the decline, and we're on the incline. Cowboys are beating the Lions, y'all. The Cowboys are beating the Lions. Do y'all realize that's the last hurdle? I'm sorry. I don't know. The only way we would lose to the Vikings is we missed the flight. There is no way we're losing to the Vikings. the Chargers. That game is in Dallas. The Cowboys are going to beat the Chargers. The last two games will be on the road. Those games we will have to be careful of because those are divisional games. But I think by that time, the Commanders will have already checked out. The Cowboys have had the Commanders' number even with Dan Quinn there. I think they will have checked out. Now, we got to be careful with Jameis Winston. Jameis might give us a little something in the first 2 or 3 quarters, but Jameis will give you some interceptions even though he's had LASIK surgery. I don't care what he says. Guys, the Lions is the last hurdle. When we beat the Lions, guys, the only thing that stops the Cowboys is the Cowboys. We might as well right here. I've been making some adjustments on this. Let me show you what we might as well do. We might as well mark out 9-7. The Cowboys are winning more than 9 games. In these last few games, they're winning more than 9 games. Yay, Mar, let me tell you something. You do not understand how profound that your statement is. The problem is he thinks he is Andy Reid. And I'm glad he's calling plays against the Cowboys. Matt Eberflus in this defense should literally make mincemeat of him. The Cowboys, this is where the Cowboys are now. These are the 2 possible outcomes for the Cowboys record. 8-8, it's over with. 9-7, it's over with. It's either going to be 10-6-1 or 11-5-1. The Lions are the last true battle. Boy, I am excited. Brian Schottenheimer again is going to get another opportunity to show us where he is. Because if he can get this team mentally prepared, guys, I'm telling you, how many times over the last 20 years have the Cowboys had opportunities like this and they let it slip through their hands? If the Cowboys just take care of business, the Cowboys right now are better than the Lions. If they just go in here and take care of business, these other teams, none of these teams they have remaining are as good as the teams they faced in this 4-game gauntlet. Man, let me tell you something. The Bible says be anxious for nothing. But boy, when you see this, you can't help but get excited. You cannot help but get excited. It's all on the Cowboys. The Cowboys, from this point forward, I'm telling you, all they have to do is win. Everything else is going to take care of itself. Because the Cowboys, where other teams are hitting the hard part of their schedule, the Cowboys are hitting the softest part of their schedule. This is literally the softest part of the schedule for the Cowboys. The Vikings, the Chargers, the Commanders, and the Giants. You can't get it handed it can't get any easier for you. All you have to do is just take care of the Lions and just run through the rest of these boys. What? Yeah, I'm keeping that in my mind too, Michio. Ron Hanna said, man, we control our own destiny, y'all. It's all on us. Bottom line. Michio, a football fanatic, he said, let's focus on the Lions. It's a must-win game. Football fanatic, it's the last hard game of the season, and it is going to be a battle. It is going to be a battle. Dan Quinn ain't going, Dan Campbell, as silly as he's been with this play calling, he ain't going out like Willie Lump. He gonna go out with a fight. But I just think the Cowboys right now on a different level. Brandon Cupp said, in the cold with this running game and this defense, I'm not worried. Y'all might not remember something I said early on early on before the season. I said there are two things that travel well. Rain, sleet, maybe not hail, rain, sleet, or snow. When you can't pass the ball and you got a great to good defensive line and offensive line, running games and defenses, great defenses, they travel well. Because even when you can't throw the ball, you can run the ball. The Cowboys have a team. The teams that the Cowboys have kind of had in the past, the Green Bay Packers game, for example, in 2023 playoffs, that game, the Cowboys were not built to win that game because they couldn't stop the run. The Cowboys can stop the run. Not only can the Cowboys stop the run, they can run the ball. The Cowboys can go to the moon and play. The Cowboys can go to the moon and play. Because when you got a good defensive line, a good offensive line, the Cowboys have a great borderline elite defensive line because of Quentin Williams. When you have that, you can go anywhere and play. Anywhere, you can go anywhere and play. And with what Shotty has created with his culture, they also should be able to go anywhere and play. And I want Brian Schottenheimer. I hope and pray that he continues to build on that game plan that he put together for the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, let me tell you something. Spagnuolo threw everything but the kitchen sink. He threw everything in the kitchen sink at Brian Schottenheimer. Some of it was Dak Prescott's play, so we got to rely on that too. But he also called a great game, very balanced. Did a lot of things right. So Brian Schottenheimer, if you can go against Spagnuolo, Dan Campbell shouldn't be no problem. Everything from this point out shouldn't be a problem. And Matt Eberflus. Do y'all realize that Matt Eberflus and his defense went up against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? Let that sink in. If you can hold Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes to 28 points, I'm not worried about Jared Goff. I'm definitely not worried about the Commanders and the Giants, even if it is cold. The Cowboys are going to smash them boys. The Cowboys are going to smash them boys. But again, the Cowboys got to stay focused. Got to beat the Lions. Got to beat the Lions. I used to tell my son something. The Vikings are a terrible team. When my son played in high school and they would come against these really bad teams, I would always tell my son something simple. I said, you play the worst team in the league, or you play the worst team in the district like the best team in the district. You sit down, you look at tape, and you find things to say what this team is good at and things you have to stop, because that's how you keep yourself focused even against bad teams. The Cowboys have got to, when they go to the Lions, the Cowboys have got to play the Lions like they know they're better than the Lions, and I think they're better than the Lions. When you get back to Dallas, stomp the Vikings in the ground. Beat them 60-0 if you can. Beat them 60-0. The Chargers, the Cowboys will have to watch out for the Chargers. They will have to watch out for the Chargers, but I still think they can overcome the Chargers with Justin Herbert. And again, I'm not worried about the Commanders and the Giants. Both of those games will be outdoors in the cold, or at least we assume. We'll see how cold it is. I think as long as it's dry and it's not wet, muddy, snowing, or anything like that, I think the Cowboys will be just fine and they'll beat them too. But the only thing standing in front of us is the Lions. And I'm telling us, if Matt Eberflus did his thing on Andy Reid, Dan Campbell and that terrible play calling shouldn't be a problem. Football Fanatic says, give Eberflus some credit. I told y'all, I'm telling you, football fanatic, I've been giving him credit every week, man. I told y'all he just needs better players. I've been giving him credit every week. At one point, we had our fourth and fifth safeties starting for us. So you can't win on defense without talent. Well, not to mention they got him Quentin Williams. It changed everything. All right. Tristan York. Appreciate that $20 super chat. Tristan York said, the pressure of our D-line is really going to give Goff serious problems. Yes, right up the middle. And if we get in his head early, Goff is going to have a rough night. Defense will eat. Tristan York, let me tell you something. I got a strange feeling. Let me finish reading your comment. Goff is going to have a rough night. Defense will eat. This team is building an amazing team. 4 years to come. DC4L. Tristan York, let me tell you something I think is going to be absolutely diabolical when the Cowboys play the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff is going to be the key. I know what Dan Campbell's going to try to do. Dan Campbell is going to try to turn this game into the type of game that the Philadelphia Eagles had today with the Chicago Bears. Best case scenario for Dan Campbell is that he hopes he can run the ball for 250 yards, but he's not going to be able to do it because you're not running between the tackles on the Cowboys consistently. The only way you can pull that off is you're going to have to try and get to the outside. And I don't think you're going to be able to do it with DeMarion Overshown and this linebacker, the way these linebackers are now pursuing the runners. Even our corners. I mean, Savon Revel Jr., he came up and missed the tackle last week, but he still came up to make the tackle. I'm just telling us, this team is different. The Cowboys, I can tell you exactly what Matty Eberflus is going to do because this is how I would do it. I want this game in the hands of Jared Goff. My goal is to score touchdowns and make Dan Campbell match me with Jared Goff. I'm not going to let his running backs do their thing. I'm not going to do it. Jamalism, appreciate that $2 super chat. He said we owe the Lions a 50 piece with 2 sodas and 2 biscuits. I agree. I agree. We owe them boys a butt whooping. And I'm going to tell you something. I won't be surprised if the Cowboys give it to them. I will not be surprised if the Cowboys give it to them. I just think right now, man, the Cowboys are just, they're on another level now. So the road to the playoffs, guys, we're going to continue to roll through the road to the playoffs. We're going to continue to roll through that because I'm telling you, man, it's going to take a lot for Brian Schottenheimer. And I'm not saying it's going to necessarily take him a lot because it seems like this team is very focused. But he is going to have to keep this team very focused because I'm telling you right now, every game just builds more anticipation. And now that the Chicago Bears beat the Philadelphia Eagles, now the anticipation becomes even more. It's more anticipation, more expectations, because now every game becomes more important than the last. And I really like this because it's preparing the Cowboys for a playoff atmosphere. Because the Cowboys, every single game is a playoff game. Every single game is a playoff game. And I'm telling you, man, the way this thing is looking, the way this thing is turning out, I'm telling you, I've been on this bandwagon. The Cowboys have a great chance. They have a great chance of getting this number 7 seed between the Packers and the 49ers. And I'm telling you now, guys, do not be surprised. The Cowboys, if they win out, man, the Cowboys could easily be in the number 6 or the number 5 seed. The 7th seed is great, but the Cowboys could be at 6 or 5. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the Cowboys just got to take care of business. They just have to take care of the Detroit Lion game. Man. Shotty's done a great job of getting these guys focused over the last few games. He's got to keep them focused and let them know what's at stake. Now, before we go over to Jerry Jones, there may be a stat that some of us have forgotten. And while I don't believe in curses, do y'all remember this? If I'm not mistaken, the last time anybody repeated as the NFC East champ was 2004. 20 consecutive seasons without a repeat NFC East champion. Has anybody thought about this? I mean, I don't believe like in Madden curses, but I'm just saying, sometimes it's just something that you just still got to look at it and go, I don't know why it is, but it seems this is what it is. Well, no one has repeated in 20 years. 20 consecutive seasons. No NFC East champion. Yeah, Kippy said the Lions secondary is trash. Dak will drop 5 TDs on him. Kippy! Hey, I'm going to tell you. I believe it, but I'm going to tell you where I really am. Guys, can we just have a moment? Can we just have a moment of silence? I didn't think I was going to get the opportunity in 2025 to say the defense is the key. I did not think we would ever have this, at least in 2025. I did not think we were going to have this opportunity. I had hope that we could get to the playoffs, but I figured it would just be on the Dallas Cowboys scoring 30 and 40 points a game. But the key to this game is going to be the defense. The Cowboys, if they can make Jared Goff beat them with Dan Campbell's play calling, the Cowboys are going to blow out the Detroit Lions. Because it seems like this is exactly what this game is going to be. The key to this game is not the offense. The key to this game is the defense. Make Jared Goff beat you. Make him beat you. Stop their run game. Make Jared Goff beat you. I guarantee you that's the game plan. Because that would be my game plan. It's very simple. That would be my game plan. After watching Jared Goff for the last few games, oh man, Jared Goff has been atrocious. He has been atrocious against pass rushes. I mean, you would literally think that there is somebody with their hands and arms sticking up out of the ground holding his ankles. This dude is terrible. I told y'all last night, I'm going to tell you again. There's a reason why Sean McVay, who had all these players around Jared Goff, said, I can't do this. Sean McVay said, I'd rather trade him and trade away the team before I would keep Jared Goff. I'm telling y'all, man, the defense is going to be the key. Make Jared Goff beat you. And I think that's what they're going to do. But I'm telling us, I don't believe in curses, but hey, Bass, what up, Bass? Sometimes you just got to bring this stuff up, Newhouse fam. Ron Hanna, sometimes you just got to bring this up. I don't know what to make of it. I'm just telling you these are the facts. There has not been a consecutive NFC East winner, a repeat NFC East champion in 20 consecutive seasons. And for whatever reason, the Philadelphia Eagles are imploding. And what's wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't think you can fix it in a week. Mills, he said, motivation this week. Remember, week 6, 47-9 last season, the Lions was laughing at us running trick plays, passes to the O-line, humiliation. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remember. And I bet you Brian Schottenheimer remembers too. Aussie said, yes, sir. Hey, defense wins championships. The great Bear Bryant said offenses score points, defenses win championships. And I'm telling you, 20 consecutive seasons. And I'm thinking this season, I hadn't even thought anything about it. I'm like, well, it looks like that's going to be broke this season because the Philadelphia Eagles were on such a tear. And now we're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles and we're like, man, Philly might scramble to even get double-digit wins the way they're playing right now. They may literally scramble to get double-digit wins. Big Chuck, we're going to talk about this in just a moment, the thing that you're bringing up with Diggs. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. We're about to listen to Jerry Jones. Tristan York said, gee, the Eagles will lose in Buffalo. Oh, yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt to me they're losing in Buffalo. I think the Chargers are going to beat them. I think the Chargers are going to beat them. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to beat them. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. And if they mess around and be tied with the Cowboys at the end of the season, y'all going to remember what I told you. That tie is going to be the difference for the Cowboys. Cowboys going to make a lot of teams mad with that tie. Nisi said nobody thought we would say that, G, about the defense. What a difference playing in free agency and the trade deadline makes. Standing ovation. Standing ovation, Nisi. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. It's amazing what a couple of players. It's amazing what getting a couple of players will do. It's amazing. Everybody was talking about how crazy it was about Michael Parsons getting traded, and everybody's saying, Michael who? Because I told y'all early on, you would much rather have an elite defensive tackle, and have elite defensive tackles than have elite edge rush play. Because if you got elite defensive tackles, you can have just good to great edge rushers, and you're going to win a whole bunch of games. I think next season the Cowboys will probably focus on getting them. I think next year they'll probably focus on getting them an elite edge rusher. I am still not going to be surprised if Max Crosby works his way into Dallas after this season. I think the Raiders are going to go through an entire reset after this season. And they're going to start it out with Ashton Genty, a new quarterback, and they're going to try to get draft picks, and they're going to get all new pieces. And the the Raiders are going to be focusing on the future. But I digress. The Cowboys defense, man, I just got to give them so much credit. Bass, let me tell you something. Another thing that people don't realize is going to hurt the Detroit Lions. They don't have Laporta, and now they are not going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown against the Cowboys. I told y'all, man, it requires some luck too. It requires some luck too. And I'm telling you, I ain't feeling sorry for nobody who talking about anybody injured. I'm not feeling sorry for anybody because Cowboys been injured for 2 years and they still been talking about us like a dog. Not even saying we shorthanded. I don't even care. I don't care who injured when we see him. You know what? And I hope I don't hope nobody injured. I actually like to beat teams at their best. I actually don't want you to be injured. I want you to beat teams at their best. But I'll tell you this, injuries are a part of the game. And if you're injured when we see you, you're just injured when we see you. Bottom line, you're just injured when we see you. Bottom line, that's all I'm saying. All right, so we've already started the Trayvon Diggs conversation. Let's listen to Jerry Jones. We'll let that take us into the Trayvon Diggs conversation. It sounds like that Jerry Jones is out here telling folks before he's out here like Jerry Jones is out here telling folks about Trayvon Diggs before before Brian Schottenheimer can have a press conference and tell people about Trayvon Diggs. So let's go over here. Check out Jerry Jones. When I saw that headline today, I think Mike Fisher, excuse me, I'm going to go and see what Mike Fisher's talking about too while we're at it. We'll add that to the story. But Mike Fisher has talked about it also, that the Cowboys are bringing him back. Let me see here. All right, so the Jerry thing is actually on 105.3. They hadn't put it on Dallas Cowboys yet. All right. Let's check out General Manager Jura.
Brought to you by the
Jones.
Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Owner and GM of your Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Jerry Jones. Mr. Jerry Jones, first and foremost, great to have you on. I'm sure you slept like a baby last night. And, of course, my first question for you, sir, is, since you bought the Cowboys back in 1989, you've been a part of 37 of these Cowboy Thanksgiving Day games. Where did yesterday's rank for you?
Well, I don't, being that it's this morning, I don't think there's ever been one to top it. And we've had some really momentous games out there on Thanksgiving Day, and we always are so, have got the game so built up. It's our Super Bowl for the year, really, because we get to do what we do with the Salvation Army on Thanksgiving Day, and we know we're going to be going to millions and millions of people. And so it's just a big part of what we do. I can't believe that we get the visibility that we get. I haven't heard the numbers, but we could break all records for a Thanksgiving Day, which is, other than the Super Bowl, the biggest game watched. So anyway, a lot of things going on out there, but boy, how proud I am of this team, how proud I am of the coach, head coach, coaches. It was just more than I could have imagined, really.
Jerry, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the football team, I just wanted your thoughts on kind of how everything went into Thanksgiving with Post Malone being out there. We had Taylor Swift up there in the box, and just overall a Thanksgiving fiasco with their Dallas Cowboys getting a win.
Well, I know this, that the Post Malone thing, for him to be the featured entertainer, and we've had a list of entertainers out there over the last almost 30 years that look like who's who of entertainment. And it's a great opportunity for them. They get to go to the entire nation. And it's such a unique audience because the principal makeup of the audience probably is not an audience that watches all the NFL games or watches games. It's just they're there. It's Thanksgiving Day. Everybody's enjoying that. Plus you have the game. And it's to me, it's a wonderful chance for an entertainer, or a wonderful chance for the Cowboys to leave an impression. Post Malone is so unique. I can't tell you what a wonderful person he is. Mm-hmm. He was raised right. And I can speak to that because his dad was in charge of all of our beverages at Texas Stadium when we were at Texas Stadium. And he would come from school, and his mom was still working, and she would work to maybe midnight. No, not midnight, but 9 o'clock at night. Well, they had a cot, had a special place set up for him, and he just grew up being raised right there in Texas Stadium. For him to be the featured entertainer and to have had a distinguished career that he's had was just a confluence of fitting. And so I'm telling you, that alone was enough to be thankful for.
Jerry Jones, brought to you by the Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Jerry, you guys, much was made about 18 months ago when you had your infamous, we're going all in remark, and some might argue the all in really wasn't all that in. However, when we look at what you guys in this front office has done over the last 6 months, look, it looks like your first 3 draft picks have been nothing short of long-term building blocks for this Dallas Cowboy team. You went out and basically stole George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quinnen Williams has been a revelation for this Dallas Cowboy team. What did you, as general manager of this football team, what did that kind of the all-in comment and the, requisite fallback, and then basically what you guys have done, oh, by the way, trading Micah Parsons, and now we're starting to see the fruits of that labor here after 3 huge wins in a row?
Well, first of all, you got to realize you just can't think about today. You really do have to look ahead, and your strategy can begin at one point, and you're still executing it, let's say, 12 months later. There was no doubt when we agreed and wanted to extend Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. There was no doubt that we needed to change the makeup of what we were. And so you don't just announce the stuff in the Dallas Morning News or in the Wall Street Journal. You go about it because there's strategies. And as it turns out, an important part is not only draft picks or not only the things, consideration for trade, but an important part of this thing is how you're going to work these salaries and meld them together so that you can have a total team. When I basically traded Micah, I knew that I was trading him for as many as 5 of the kinds of players that, if there is such a thing, I don't want to demean Pickens, but 5 Pickens, because that's what we were going to pay Parsons as it relates to 5 more players. Apart from the picks that are involved, you've got to consider how you fit them in under our system. This is not necessarily financial. Picture, if you will, college and where you give scholarships. Mm-hmm. But let's say the deal was that some players you could get for 5 scholarships. Some players you could get for the normal 1 scholarship. Well, it really doesn't work that way, but you have to decide, do you want 5 for 1? Mm-hmm. And those were the decisions. Micah's a great football player, but in order to execute on where we've ended up here and hopefully will be in the future, we couldn't pay him plus keep Pickens and keep players that you want to keep in the future. So we made that decision. Micah's very impactful, but we really hadn't won with Micah. Not because of Micah. We just hadn't won because of they were able to work around us having Micah. And they ran right at him, or they basically threw the ball quicker. Those are simplistic things. And there was no question that if we could replace him with 4 or 5 top players, Pickens-type players, dare I say, name Ravel out there that could very well be one of the best defensive backs that we've had play for us. And so those guys are going to take a part of the salary cap. And that was all in the thinking with Micah Parsons. I actually tried to trade for Williams. I tried to get the Jets in training camp, period. And I was going to I wanted a 1 and Parsons for Williams. A 1 and Parsons for Williams. I thought that much of Williams. And he's showing.
Jerry said he thought so much of Quinnen Williams. He didn't even want the 2 number 1s. He only wanted 1 number 1. Wow. Boy, that tell you how good Quinnen Williams is, though. That really does tell you how good Quinnen Williams is. Quinnen is that type of player, man. And what's really making Quinnen good, we had this discussion last night. You know it is, Niecy. I'm already translating. Hey, let me tell you. Jerry is telling us just how good he thought Quinnen Williams was. That's crazy. That is crazy. And on that barometer, that goes to show you that Kenny Clark is good, but Kenny Clark is not as good as Quinnen Williams. So since he went to Green Bay, he was able to get 2 number ones because Kenny is not Quinnen. But you know the other part that I think to be crazy about this? They couldn't get, we've been saying we think they should have got more for Michael Parsons. Y'all do realize they're saying, everybody's saying this without saying it because nobody wants to talk about it, and I'm not going to give it a long conversation. But y'all do know what they're saying, right? They couldn't find other teams that would give them more than they were not going to get anybody to give them the Miles Jack trade. Cowboys were not getting like 2 and 3 players and 3 and 4 draft picks with Michael Parsons. That's just where teams were. And I think a part of it is, it's not so much that Michael Parsons is not this or that. I think a part of it is nobody wanted to pay that salary. And I don't blame them. The only way you pay that salary is what Green Bay is doing. Y'all do know what the Green Bay Packers told us, right? When they traded Michael Parsons for 2 first-round picks. They basically said that Michael Parsons is the missing link. So it don't matter what happens after this because we're going to win the Super Bowl anyway. That's basically what they said. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Unfortunately for them, though, I think the Dallas Cowboys, and I think Jerry wanted this. I really think Jerry wanted this because Jerry likes this type of drama. Jerry wants to see Michael Parsons and the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs because Jerry Jones knows every time the Cowboys will play the Green Bay Packers, it'll be must-watch TV. Now, you got to realize Jerry is a marketeer. Kevin Howard, what up? What up, Kevin Edwards and Kevin Howard? What's going on? I'm telling you, Jerry is a marketer too. But that just goes to show you, man, how they thought about Quinnen Williams. And that's why I was saying that people were wrong early on, because there were people who were saying, yeah, Jerry couldn't get what he wanted. So, Quinnen Williams was an afterthought. Man, Quinnen Williams was not an afterthought. I had heard this early on in the season that they were trying to get Quinnen Williams. All right, Ron Hanna. We'll see you later on. Yes, sir. We'll see you tomorrow. Be on the lookout, man. I got a video dropping at 8 o'clock, boy. You're going to absolutely love this, man. Got a video dropping at 8 o'clock. Check this thing out. All right, but again, man, just goes to show you what Jerry and his front office thought about Quinnen Williams. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad how it turned out. I'm not glad that we're 6-5-1, because I think if we could have got this earlier, we would be better. But the reason why I'm glad it happened the way it happened, because we don't get Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is an absolute incredible addition to this team. Osa and Quinnen is not the same as Osa, Quinnen, and Kenny. No, that's not the same. You want Osa, Quinnen, and Kenny. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Not to mention we got a couple of draft picks on top of it. Man, shoot, I love the way it turned out. All right, let's check the rest of this out. Boy, y'all going in on Diggs, boy.
Of what he can do for a defense. And so, you'd love to have Micah and love to have several players around, but that's not the game. That's not the system. The NFL system is built so that everybody has a chance to put equal players out there.
Jerry, what changed then? Because we played that audio because we got that audio later that came out of you talking to the
What up, Freddie?
I think it was somebody in New York when you talked about that. Was it just the Jets basically, starting out horribly that changed their mind as far as why they didn't want to do that deal with you to start the season versus why they made that deal at the deadline?
No doubt.
Yeah, and plus they didn't have the cap room to pay Micah.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
both of them.
Jerry, when it comes to this part of the schedule, I think even the most diehard Dallas Cowboys fans saw that you had.
But I still say, I don't think it was all cap space because the Jets got rid of Sauce Gardner too. The Jets could have just said, we'll give you Sauce Gardner in this thing. Figured out a way to work something with Sauce Gardner then. But you know what? I think a part of it is too, it's a combination, I believe. Combination of didn't want to pay Michael, didn't have the money to pay Michael. But I also think they wanted to see could they win with Justin Fields. And when they couldn't win with Justin Fields, that's when the fire starts. That's when the fire sale started, Mike. They gave up. That's when the fire sale started. Unfortunately, Justin Fields, he might have one more opportunity, but Justin Fields might ought to think about, and I hate to say this, but Justin Fields might ought to think about changing his position or he's going to be out of this league. Dak fan for life. I'm sorry, I forgot to say this earlier. Yeah, wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown is out for the Lions against us. Yeah, that's a blow to him. Yeah, that is a blow to them. I'm loving it. Boy, y'all don't y'all ain't feeling nothing for old Trayvon Diggs, huh? Yeah, Jay Battle said, yeah, they was trying to get Quentin Williams. I seen the rumors. Yeah, that's who they were trying to get in the beginning. But I'm glad it worked out the way it did. Nisa said, Diggs better be ready for Bubba Dub. We'll have new material. Oh, man. Nisa said, Diggs better be ready or Bubba Dub will have new material and a new name for him. Yeah, he better be ready. And let me tell you, the way this team is playing right now, contrary to what some people are saying, the Cowboys aren't playing a lot of man. They're mixing some man in, but Matt Eberflus is actually now calling the defenses that he want to call. Matt is calling some man. He's still playing, though, I think, primarily zone. He's playing man, he's playing zone, he's playing the 5-man front, however that all goes. But Matt Eberflus ain't playing no 50 and 60% man. And the way everybody talks about it, the only thing that Diggs can do is play man. He can't play zone. So we'll see. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's see if we can get to this thing with Diggs.
Have the Eagles and Chiefs in 4 days, and then the Lions following. As if the Cowboys go 1-2, that's a blessing in itself because it's a very tough part of the schedule. You are now at 2-0 versus the last 2 Super Bowl champs, and have the Lions next week. What is that confidence like for you? I know you're an uber confident person in your Dallas Cowboys, but in that locker room, especially for this to be a playoff team.
Well, you've asked the right question. Not what it is to Jerry, but what it is to those players. And I can tell you right now, that level of confidence, you can cut it with a knife. It's so thick in there. They are emboldened, and that is the way it goes. That's what happens when you start winning. Just as when you start losing, you can lose some of that. It's called momentum in a simplistic way. But there's no question. You can see us just like straightening up, having maybe been bent over, and all of a sudden looking around, and I can do this. And I know when I was a senior in college, we barely won games. And then we came to Texas to play the number 1 team in the nation, the Texas Longhorns. And we barely had won our games. And we go down there and we win. And Darrell Roy went for 2. And Ernie Coy didn't get the ball. And we won. And we had beaten the mighty University of Texas. We went home, those little pigs of Arkansas. We were never scored on again. We're the only undefeated team in the country and won the national championship. it really inspired me to be talking to you on the phone today. Having said all of that, it shows.
Newhouse fam, that's a Jerryism. Cut with a knife. Oh, man. Hold on. You might be talking about something in the chat, but I'm laughing at Jerry saying you can cut that confidence. It's so think you cut it with a knife, boy. That boy Jerry's on another level, man, with these isms, boy.
What the mentality, the mental aspect can happen when you get on a run and get to believing in yourself.
Jerry, one thing that has been talked about when it comes to you and you being GM is that, how much does he let his coaches do their thing and how much, autonomy does he give them? And that was one of the things that people push back on. Well, that's why he hired Brian Schottenheimer, because, he wants to have his hands in everything. But it just feels like with Brian Schottenheimer, and look, I'm a Chiefs fan, so I grew up watching his dad, that he does have this kind of old school approach that you don't necessarily see in newer, younger coaches. And what is kind of what is your relationship with Brian Schottenheimer, and how much do you let him do his thing?
He's outstanding with people. He's got inordinate people skills, frankly. And it doesn't surprise me. I knew his parents well, his mom as well. And they enjoy really exceptional people skills, really can communicate. He's 50 years old. Had been in the NFL for almost 30 years and sat around that kitchen table with his father, one of the greatest coaches of all time. All he has been around is NFL football. He passed on a head coaching opportunity when he was maybe 33, 34, and he regretted it. But here you have somebody that has all of this intellectual experience and knowledge, and he's been on 6 different coaching staffs in his career, plus grew up with one of the greatest. Now here you got somebody 50 years old that has never done it. I'm going to tell you, when you've never done it, when you're trying to prove something, when you're trying to show yourself and the world, that's a heck of an advantage. Don't ever forget it. The first time out trying to prove it. On top of that, you've got all of this wealth of experience. The combination is what really sold me on him. I didn't really intend to go in his direction until we got into it. We saw that we weren't going to work with Mike, and then we opened it up. And Brian had agreed to be the coordinator going forward. We knew how well he worked with Dak. And all of a sudden, we're sitting there looking and visiting with him about the coordinator. And Steven and I were talking, and we might be looking at our head coach here. Well, we interviewed a few more people, and we still look back at that offensive coordinator we just hired, said that might be the head coach. And guess what? He's got all the ingredients of making it happen, and really works with Dak. That's how that came down.
Jerry, I want to go to the
Boy, Newhouse fam, you got me rolling up in here. Newhouse fam up in there talking about Jerry reading the script. Oh, boy, Newhouse fam. Boy. Yeah, Niecy, you didn't know Shotty, I think Shotty's only 52. Niecy said, who's 50, Shotty? She said that man needs some cocoa butter because he looks a lot older than that. Oh, man. Lord Zod, boy, you ain't lying. Jerry's the world's all-time best storyteller. Boy, you ain't lying. Jerry Jones, boy, he relates everything to a story, don't he, Lord Zod? Everything's a story with Jerry Jones, man. I'm trying to get him to get to this thing with Diggs.
The other side of the ball, the much maligned Matt Eberflus, who a lot of people were calling for his head. And then after the trade deadline, you get 6 new players, some from trade, some from injury, and some new guys stepping up, and one big guy being Quinnen Williams. What can you tell me about how Matt Eberflus has changed his defense, especially in second half of football games against really good teams?
I looked at our top 11, looked at the stats on our top 11 defensive guys relative to tackles and plays. That doesn't tell it all. But of that group, only two were with us this time last year. Of the top 11 in our stats for yesterday, only 2 were with us last year. Now, we changed defensive coordinators now 3 times in 3 years. That doesn't work. I'm going to tell you that.
Boy,
Those players can't.
boy, y'all killing me with these comments, boy. Y'all killing me with these comments. Kimmy said, do Jerry be drunk during these interviews? Man. Anthony Padilla, what's going on? He said, bro, I love your show. Gets me pumped when you post a video. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. I just posted one. Matter of fact, it went live at 8 o'clock. Y'all check that out when you get off the live stream. Boy. Man said Jerry need the bounce a red ball for Reed. Oh, boy. Kevin Edwards said, I still want Eberflus. It's the players, not the defense coordinator. Kevin Edwards, I said this the moment they picked up Quinnen Williams. I said, prepare yourself because Matt Eberflus is going nowhere. Matt Eberflus has been, he has been superb for 3 games. And I didn't think we'd ever get the opportunity to say in 2025, the defense is the key to beating any team. They were the key to beating, the defense was the key to beating the Raiders. The defense was the key to beating the Eagles. The defense was the key to beating, to beating the doggone Kansas City Chiefs. They have been, they've been great. Neezy said, man, I swear these Jerry interviews make me want to sit in a rocking chair with some sweet tea. You ain't lying, boy. Boy, you are not lying, boy. Jerry, boy, every time you ask Jerry a question, Jerry got a story. And you be like, does this story really relate to what they're asking him?
Can't be thinking about what they're going to do. That's like thinking about breathing. You can't do that and live life. That's got to be that's just got to be there. Well, that was there early for us, and it's been there early. It was there for Zimmer last year.
Appreciate you, Kippy. Kippy said on a serious note, I watch all the other guys, but G is my favorite. Appreciate you. He said the energy and the interaction is great. We feel the love as Cowboy fans. Much love, G. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Kip. Much love, Kippy. You know I love that name. All right. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, boy, this man Jerry is a walking story, man.
On evolving into everybody counting on each other and relying on each other. That's a big thing in these defenses. Got to know the other guy's going to get his job done so you can have confidence to get yours. So you knew that was going to have growing pains when we came through with another change. Eberflus is an outstanding coach, and make no mistake about it. But he would be the first to tell you that in relying on his, let's say, his system, which he's got several systems. He can play it any way you want to play it, really. But he was relying on guys knowing what to do, and everybody was depending on them doing, and of course that was shaky. And then very candidly, we had guys on the field last night that about 5 of them that weren't to be found in our first 6, 7, 8 ball games. Mm-hmm. So we have dramatically changed the talent composition out there, plus more, just as important, we have changed the reliance on each other, the execution of which has to evolve. And when you come in fresh players, new players, as well as new coaches, that's a big challenge. And of course, if you look from last year's coaching staff to this year's coaching staff, it's been a complete change, really, overall. A couple of the coaches are there that were there. And, of course, Brian is not only calling the plays, which he hadn't been doing, but he's head coaching the team. So there's been a dramatic change here. And we really affected that change. The most important ingredient was when we signed Dak to made him the highest paid player in the NFL.
Jerry, sticking on.
I see you, Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards said, uh-oh, Jerry said Eberflus was outstanding. I told y'all, man. I told y'all before I ever even saw Quinnen Williams play. Quinnen Williams was going to make this defense better, and he was going to allow Matt Eberflus to do some things he's been wanting to do. It was no doubt in my mind he was going to do that. And so Matt Eberflus is now, it's strange because within a matter of a bye week and 2 additional players and 2 players coming back, Matt Eberflus is very well looking like one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. Bar none. Bar none. Bar none. He is looking like one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. Bar none. Boy, y'all got me rolling on these Trayvon Diggs things, man. I'm putting these Trayvon Diggs comments to the side. I gotta come back and read these things. Boy, y'all are in here clouding on Trayvon Diggs. Ron Mack said, what up, G and the family? What up, Ron Mack? Jerry still didn't answer the question of how much he allows Shotty to the side or what happens with the team. Now, Ron Mack, let me translate what you just said. That's why Nisi, we had a thing going last year because I would always say I'm the Jerry translator. So let me translate what you just asked, Ron Mack. When they asked Jerry, how much did Jerry let them do their thing? That's why he told that story. That's called get the focus somewhere else. I'm going to tell you what Jerry lets them do. Jerry lets them call the plays. Jerry in the front office lets them have some input in players that they want. But the Jerry in the front office, and Shotty seems to be involved, they're all kind of making the decision. But I can tell you this, these players like George Pickens, man, Jerry got me going, Shoot, Jerry got me saying, But these players like George Pickens, Quinnen Williams, nah, that's primarily Jerry, and I do think they are all trying to get some in on there. Boy, Kippy said Birdie told me Diggs went on IR after making baby number 8. Man, I just not understand how somebody have all. Man, I am not gonna get on that soapbox, Kippy, but I do not understand it, bro. You not know you're not gonna play football for 18 years? Ain't no way I'd be doing that. Nisi said I figured it out when Jerry stutters and stuck because little Jerry goes to the bathroom with the cue cards. Oh, man. All right, Jerry's almost done. Let's finish up with Jerry.
On that defensive side of the ball, you talked about some new guys being out there, and we saw Kalen Carson obviously was banged up and wasn't able to suit up. We saw Ravel get a little banged up. Where are we at on the Trayvon Diggs returning back to this team?
Okay, he'll be on the field. Could have been on the field. Wanted to be on the field last night, but he'll be on the field as at Detroit, in my view, barring an exception. By the way, Ravel was not hurt. He wears a brace, and that brace kind of malfunctioned on him out there, and they had to make an adjustment on that brace, but he wasn't impacted physically. And that brace is an assurance thing. Frankly, I wish that all. If I had my way, I'd want them all to wear knee braces. But won't do that.
Jerry, I'll tell you what, I was glad I mentioned the Revel stuff because I know some folks were talking about it on Twitter afterwards. And so, like I said, you talked about.
Now. No, we're going to save it for Diggs. We're going to save it for Diggs because I thought he made a key. I think he said something key. Now, let's tie both of these together. And I think they really kind of, just think about this. They asked Jerry, how much does he let the coaches do their thing? Right? And then they ask him the question. Watch how they paint him in the corner. They ask him about Trayvon Diggs. Jerry says, in my view, Trayvon Diggs will be on the field. So, does Matt Eberflus want him on the field? You see how they did that on those two questions? Because I really wonder if Matt Eberflus wants him on the field. Now, me, I'd be, I'm just. We'll get to Diggs in just a minute.
Quentin Williams and his impact and Trayvon Diggs, and obviously that'll be a big part of getting him back on Thursday. A little bit about Logan Wilson. I think some folks are wondering, okay, are we going to start seeing him a little bit more? And then as far as, I don't know that enough has been talked about with the Solomon Thomas edition and that, and what you guys have done there. And just overall, like, how pleased are you with some of these? Because you guys have been, criticized before. Well, there they go, value shopping again. But for the most part, I mean, you guys have hit it very well this year with some of these signings, Kyer Elam notwithstanding.
Wilson was impactful last night. To mention him, and this is an instinctive thing for especially an inside linebacker. It's just instinctive. If you've got it, it's dramatic. And that is that he not recognizes, but at the same time he's recognized that he's moving toward the hole. And you got to fill. It's called filling the hole if you're a linebacker. And those big guys up front are making holes for you. They're keeping those big guys from stepping out and hitting those linebackers. He's instinctive on hitting the hole, and you can see it last night. And you look to see more of him.
Jerry, I'm excited to ask you about this one because we talked about it last night about Pickens and kind of the players that he reminds you of, and you mentioned Dez Bryant. Just him and CeeDee Lamb out there, do you just feel uber confident that anytime Dak targets him that it's going to be a positive play and kind of what they mean to this offense? Because I don't think Cowboys have seen in a while two dominant receivers like this night in and night out.
Well, I'm going to answer your question by saying I agree with everything you just said. And, boy, we've got two number ones. And that really is problematic. They had their best one on, I think they had the best one on Lamb yesterday, and he showed out. And worry about a lot of times Lamb can catch football and has for years.
Yeah, what wound up happening to Kansas City, they thought they were going to be able to bracket George Pickens and put McDuffie on CeeDee Lamb. He was no match for CeeDee Lamb 101. I don't know I don't know what cornerback could you get to put on CeeDee Lamb 101 except for the kid out there in Denver, Patrick Surtain. I mean, other than that, I don't know too many cornerbacks. Maybe the guy out of with the Houston Texans could go with CeeDee Lamb 101. But also, I don't know of any two second and third cornerbacks could actually hold George Pickens. I don't know. Man, again, the Cowboys are a problem. The Cowboys are a problem. If they can keep it balanced, they're going to continue to be a problem. Bass said, "Gee, I can understand Buddy on the right. We get what he's doing in the interview. What Buddy Purpose on the right, he do say anything. Man, I'm telling you, this joker tried to paint Jerry into a corner with Diggs, bro. I don't know if Jerry caught it. But that's basically what it was. How much do you let him do the thing? Is Trayvon Diggs playing? Yeah, because I really think the question becomes, does Matt Eberflus want Trayvon Diggs to play? Now, I'm going to tell you how I think the Cowboys think about this. The way the Cowboys think about this, it applies to Jerry and Steven. I'll never forget that Steven said, the money stays on the field. The money stays on the field. And so Trayvon Diggs coming back would, for me, be the money stays on the field. The Cowboys want to see Trayvon Diggs. They want to try to get whatever money they can out of him because they know Trayvon Diggs is not going to be here next season. So the Cowboys are saying, let's get this money.
So now, like anybody, he was thinking about running before he's catching his ball, for instance. So we all have to refine where we've gotten a little lax. So I'm so proud that he had the day he had. But obviously, Pickens is such a threat that it demands both of them being looked at. Well, hello, what ends up happening? Some other players get in the middle of it. Our tight ends get in the middle of it. Our slot receiver gets Turpin comes in big. And let me say this while I'm talking about Turpin, that fumble recovery.
Yep.
Is as big a play
That was huge.
as I've seen in years a player made. And I'm telling you, everything about Turpin was shown up in that. He has the courage of a lion. I've never seen more courage. And boy, he will go up in there, as we all know. But it was like breathing. He just instantaneously went to recover the football, and all the motion, had the quickness to get in there. It was one of the biggest plays I've seen us have.
Yeah, that was one of the,
Jerry,
that was one
I'm
of the
dying
plays
to
of
ask
the
you
game.
this, and this is kind of a non-football question, but I've spent 10 years in the midstream oil and gas sector, so I've always been wanting to pick your brain about this. And you know, you kind of like caught a little flack a few weeks ago when you said, "Look, I should be working on this defense, but I got $100 billion deal I'm trying to get done here." What are the similarities for the folks that have never been in oil and gas? They know Jerry Jones is ubiquitous with oil and gas, but what are the similarities between the oil and gas business and running a football team?
You have to say to all the fans that are listening right now after 3 big wins and headed to the Lions next week?
Well, I'm so happy for you. You can't imagine how important you are in the thinking on every decision I make. And I happen to understand. Tex Schramm once told me, I was riding along with him and just met him, and I said, Tex, I wouldn't be sitting with you had you not done such a great job making the Cowboys America's team. And I was riding shotgun, and we rode along about another quarter, and he finally said something. And he looked over at me, and he said, this would be a hell of a business, Jerry, if you did have to play them football games. Think about that a minute. I said, what in the world kind of answer is that? I know exactly what he's talking about today. And so to that end, I'm excited for you.
What is he talking about?
Our fans, through you, our fans. And this is what you deserve. And I'll assure you that I've not lost 1 ounce of, as a matter of fact, I've gained on it. And you'd be shocked at the kind of check I'd write if I knew it'd get us the Super Bowl.
Well, I'll say this. I think Jerry's already writing the checks. I think he's writing that check to get to the Super Bowl. He's already paid players, brought in Kenny, brought in Quinnen, brought in Logan. The Cowboys are going to extend George Pickens. Boy, Jerry's already writing that check. Let's get a couple of, I don't know where I am yet on the Trayvon Diggs thing. I got to hear a little bit more. on the Trayvon Diggs thing. I'm really torn on the Trayvon Diggs thing because the reason why I'm torn on the Trayvon Diggs thing is Diggs didn't seem like to me he wanted to be here. And I'm wondering, is this in the best interest of the team for Diggs to come back? Because you already know you're not going to have him next year. So if you're bringing him back this year, what you're telling us is then you think that you're obviously on a playoff run, that you feel like Trayvon Diggs can help you on that playoff run. Or I think at the bare minimum, you're basically saying, we're paying you all this money, so we want to see you on the field. I'm really torn on this. But I did notice that he said, in my mind, Diggs will be back on the field. That's kind of how he put it. Now, again, I still say the question is, Now, he did put this in here, though. Just follow how Jerry said this. Jerry left himself an out in case this thing doesn't materialize with Diggs. Diggs will be on the field, barring a setback. What does that mean? Because we didn't know he was having problems from the get-go. A problem at his home, some accident at his home turned into all of a sudden, yeah, he's been having problems with his knees. What? When did that happen? Because we never heard his knees got hurt or anything. We heard something strange. We heard something strange happen at his crib, and we probably ain't gonna never know what that is. We ain't gonna never know what that is. And so it's obvious that they held him out because they wanted to. And so my question becomes, will Matt Eberflus want him in there? Because the communication has been great. The communication has absolutely been great. And now they're doing exactly what Matt Eberflus wants. They're not running a lot of man. Don't let anybody tell you this. The Cowboys are not running a lot of man. The Cowboys are still running zone. The difference is they're running those zones better. They are running some man, but they're running zone too. And from everything everybody keeps saying, well, Diggs is a man corner, and you can't make a man corner play in the zone. Well, I said it already. I'm just telling you where I am. Well, if I want to play zone, because Jerry has already said Matt Eberflus' system, well, it's simple for me. If you can't play in the system, you can't play for me. You can't play for me. You can't play for me. Let me see something real quick. We'll see if we can get this later on. I'm going to see if I can have it by tomorrow. But I wanted to see how much zone did the Cowboys play versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what I was really looking for. But I'm really struggling with the Trayvon Diggs things because you have so much chemistry going right now without him. So much chemistry going without him. Can you keep the chemistry going with him? I think Sir Knows made a very funny statement earlier. I don't know if y'all guys saw it. I'm just going to read some of your comments. You know, whether I agree or not is a whole different discussion. But Lord Zod Hippie 69, he says, as the rest of this year players get hurt, don't hurt to have Diggs in the mix. Just don't see him here next year. No, he's not going to be here. These are some of the comments that I favorited. Kippy said, I don't trust Diggs to cover the... Kippy said, I don't trust Diggs to cover the door charge at a dollar club, much less an NFL wide receiver. Ice Cold said Diggs gonna be poor without that child support. Mr. 72 Chevelle said, no, Diggs can't play safety, won't tackle anybody. Nah, he ain't gonna tackle. Freddie said, gee, if Diggs keeps acting, he's missing his love of, if he's gonna keep acting like he's missing his love of Micah and not 100% on helping this team to the playoffs, I don't want him here. Yeah. That's my issue kind of with Diggs. It don't seem like his heart is all in with Dallas. And something else had to be going on because all of a sudden we're hearing all kinds of stuff going on with Diggs. Kippy said Diggs is not a bright football player. He's one-dimensional. And you know what? Even based on his advocates, they're saying it too, even if they're not admitting it. If you're telling me he's a man corner, I said this and some people got all in their feelings on X, but I said it. When you're paying Trayvon Diggs the kind of money that you're paying Trayvon Diggs, you don't want to hear that he can't play zone and man. No, I want you to be able to play I want you to be flexible, bro. Because I'm telling you now, Savon Revel Jr. absolutely looks like he can play both man and zone. Absolutely. True 1283, he says, crazy we think Reddy Stewart and Bridges is anywhere close to Diggs and he is hurt. Diggs is still better than most of our defensive backs. I don't know about most of our defensive backs. I don't think he's better than Bland. And because of the way Savon Revel Jr. is playing, I would play Savon Revel Jr. over him with all of his issues. Kalen Carson has played really well. I'd play him over Trayvon Diggs. And the reason why I'm saying this truth is think back to what Kippy said. He's one-dimensional. Even his advocates say he's a man-to-man corner. Well, I don't want him playing. Because I'm telling us the Cowboys they haven't switched to a primarily man defense. They have not done that. The Cowboys are still running zone. They're just running it better. They're just running it better. That's the only thing that's happening. And I don't think maybe Triquez Bridges, but hey, man, Stewart Reddy's played pretty good. And the one thing that Stewart Reddy has proven that he is, that Trayvon Diggs is not, man, that dude Stewart Reddy is a physical defensive back, bro. Man, shoot, Stewart Reddy will get in there and mix it up, man. And then the comment by Sir Nose. This is a very interesting comment. Very interesting, Sir Nose, because Sir Nose says, now that we're winning, Trayvon wants a free ride. Sir Nose, a lot of people don't understand kind of what you're saying. And let me see if I kind of know what you're saying, if I'm hearing you correctly. I wonder would he want to come back if the Cowboys were losing? Would he want to come back if the Cowboys had only won one game out of the 3? Would he want to come back if there was no playoff run? So is he only wanting to come back now that there's going to be a playoff run? And even with him being back, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much he plays. I'm not sure how much he plays. I mean, Jerry can say he want him out there suited up, but who says how much he plays? I think that's the one thing that Jerry does let them do. They get to decide the personnel. We're gonna see. I won't be shocked either way. I won't be shocked if he's on the field, but I'll even be less shocked if he doesn't play. Because Jerry said barring setback. And man, Brian's got to really have a conversation with this team. And I don't understand people who talk like, I'm not even gonna talk about other people. I'm just gonna say you said how it needs to be said. Brian needs to really think about what does Diggs do for your chemistry. Nobody's complaining about the play calling. Nobody's complaining about the system anymore. Everything is great. You got somebody who's been out for 4 weeks, 4 games, whatever. You've been out 4 games. Brian's got to really think about this. Really does. Got to really think about this. City's Fan Show said, gee, you said earlier golf isn't Mahomes. The Cowboys just have to worry about Gibbs and try to get in the quarterback's head. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something, man. That doggone Mahomes, shoot. Man, that dude did some stuff yesterday. Anybody other than him, the Cowboys would have had about 3 or 4. They'd have had about 3 or 4 sacks. Anybody other than him. Man, Patrick Mahomes, I've always this dude is a magician. Dude is absolute Houdini, man. He actually is. I said it when remember when I used to talk about running quarterbacks last year? One of the things I said about Patrick Mahomes, I think Josh Allen is the hardest runner. I think Lamar Jackson is the best runner. But I think Patrick Mahomes is the smartest runner. Man, Patrick Mahomes is really smart when he runs the ball. He's dangerous when he runs it too. And Jared Goff ain't close to none of them. Jared Goff looks like he don't even like he's playing on the same level this year. And you know what that is attributed to? Jalen Hurts was better with Kellen Moore. Jared Goff was better with Ben Johnson. Man, you put Jared Goff with an average offensive coordinator, man, you might as well get ready to lose. Brandy, exactly right. Diggs better learn zone. Brandy, they're still running zone. I don't know what some of these people are talking about. The Cowboys are still running primarily zone. I think they're still running about 70 to 80, maybe even 80% zone. And Diggs seems to struggle in it. So why even try to force him into it? Brandy makes another great point. Don't mess up my vibe, Diggs. I agree. I don't see. I mean, I'm just telling you, they really got to make a serious decision about this. And this is why I don't like Jerry doing this. I don't like Jerry announcing, and just because I don't like it don't mean it's not going to happen. But I don't like Jerry announcing on a Monday, or well, I'm sorry, my days are all mixed up. Cowboys play on Thursday. I don't like Jerry announcing on a Friday to the whole world, Trayvon Diggs is going to be on the field. What? Why are you doing that, Jerry? Why do you have to let the world know Trayvon Diggs might be back? No, don't do it. I just don't think he should do stuff like that. And that's why I say it's kind of ironic. It goes to the point of the question they asked. Do you let the coaches do their thing, and then you come back in the next question saying Diggs is going to be on the field? As far as I know, barring a setback. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I just don't think Jerry should do that. Let Brian Schottenheimer and Matt Eberflus make that decision. And if Flus don't want him on the field, I'm telling you right now, over these last 3 games, Matt Eberflus, in my eyes, has earned the right to say, I don't want Trayvon Diggs playing. He may want Trayvon Diggs playing. He may want him to. But I'm saying that decision needs to be left to Matt Eberflus and Brian Schottenheimer. If Matt Eberflus don't want him, convince Brian Schottenheimer, or why not? But the Cowboys right now, if I'm the Cowboys, I don't change anything. I'm going to stick with what I have right now. James Jeter says, send Diggs on his way. Let's start the replacement process. And I think they have. So why circle around back to this? But unless you just really think he's going to help you make that serious playoff run. And maybe that's what they're thinking, or at least that's what I don't buy this with Jerry though. And y'all know I'll tell you, I'll apologize for Jerry when needs be. But there's a part of me that is thinking that Jerry doesn't want Diggs to play simply because Diggs is better than all of our defensive backs. Because I just don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I definitely wouldn't play him over Bland. I definitely wouldn't take him over Savon Revel Jr. Savon is playing great. Kalen Carson, I'm just not playing him over Kalen Carson. Carson's been playing great. Now, you start talking about Reddy and Troy Quiz, but Reddy, one thing he brings to the table, he's physical. He'll play. He'll hit. And and it sounds like Josh Butler is ready to get back. I mean, hey, you're not going to have him next year anyway. I mean, what's the point unless you're trying to get him on the field also to see if you can get his trade value up? This is why I say there are other reasons than the Cowboys just thinking in their minds, yeah, man, Diggs is better than some of the guys. No. I can see it being trade, getting his trade value up. I can see them trying to do that, and then I can see them trying to get the money out of him. So we'll see what happens with that. Ben Dooley said, Yo, G, just to add some clarity, no NFL. All right. Mr. 72 Chevelle said Diggs can't spell zone. Nope. And he don't want to play it. And if it was me, that would be my case. Yeah, he don't want to play zone. He can't play. Yeah, let me tell you, Brandon, the Cowboys is going to be a problem at the middle. Yeah, Alex Mata, he said 80% zone successfully without him. Yep. I'm telling us, I mean, what's the point if he can't play zone? And again, even his advocates say the same thing. Oh, he's a man corner. We don't need him there. We need somebody that can do both. Doomsday Cowboy said, Shotty needs to just move on from Diggs or tell him you're going to play special teams, work on your tackling. I guarantee he won't play. Lord Zod, yes, all about the couch in the end. Will Diggs take time to learn and buy in, or is it all about me and what I want? Yeah. Kevin Edwards, he said in the past, the players would just bypass the coach and go straight to Jerry. I hope that's not still the case. Me too. Nisi, you said this before. Jerry can't hold water. Nisi, you have said that before. He cannot hold water. I don't think he should be making these type of announcements. I mean, it's his team. He can do whatever he wants to do. But I just don't think he should be doing this. He shouldn't be announcing it. I mean, it's Friday. Man, you shouldn't be announcing that Trayvon Diggs is coming back. That's like basically saying you tell the coaches what to do. Yeah. Nisa said Jerry can't hold water and Trayvon should get minimum reps if he plays. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Oh, yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier, Ben Dooley. There has not been an NFL NFC East back-to-back champion in 21 years. Yep, we showed that stat earlier. This is it, hot boy. If Jerry is paying you big money, he wants a return on his money, period. Stephen Jones said it. The money stays on the field. Yeah, Butler is ready. He sent out a tweet. Butler said he been ready. Butler said he been ready. I'm ready for Butler. I'd rather see Butler than Trayvon Diggs. No hate on Trayvon Diggs, but I said it before. I think there's been so much bad blood. Trayvon Diggs and these injuries. If I was Trayvon Diggs, I would just sit out. You get your money's guaranteed. Man, get yourself 100% healthy because you're not going to be in Dallas right now. You won't be in Dallas next year, bro. Start thinking about your next team. Get your body healthy. Do what DeMarcus Lawrence did, and you'll be good. Brady said, gee, half your chat ain't going to heaven. Oh, man. Doomsday said, but no, G, you're right. He said Diggs is not the same player. He does not want to play zone. We are a zone defense, and we are executing at a high level. Don't want to mess it up. Doomsday. A lot of people I don't know what some people are talking about, man. The Cowboys are still running primarily zone. Matt Eberflus is just being smart. He's throwing in some man when need be. 5-man front, of course. And he's doing a lot of different things. They're still running primarily zone. Hot boy, I noticed this too. He said, but when you have Revel playing press, you need someone on the other side. Now, they have allowed Revel to play press. But here's the problem. I don't think that Diggs can play press. Because we saw him try to do it in Chicago. Man ran right past him for a big-time touchdown. Derrick Rose said Jerry just can't leave things alone. Now his words to the media regarding Diggs may possibly lead to the poisoning of the culture of the team if we're not careful. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just think this is very messy by Jerry because it now puts the pressure on Matt Eberflus and Brian Schottenheimer to say, okay, well, we got a plan. But I noticed that he put the caveat in there. He said, barring any setbacks. Barring any setbacks. Well, it seems like to me that they were the one who announced the setback in the first place because nobody ever knew about the setback. We didn't know he was having problems with his knee. Where did those problems come from? Because we didn't know about those. Yeah, let me show you the tweet. Josh Butler. Josh Butler posted this earlier. Josh Butler said, been a year. Been ready since week 6 and healthy. I just want to ball with the gang. This team is so fun. Trusting in God, I'm ready. Let's go Cowboys. Yeah. See, I'd rather bring Josh Butler because I know Josh Butler is more than likely going to be with the team next year. Hey, David Johnson, I'm telling you, this is a big chance the Cowboys are taking. You're right. If this changes the defense, our defense, I'm going to be ticked off. Ice Cold, I'd love to see Butler back. He was balling when he left, man. Man, he was balling when he left. Rich Lloyd in the chat. What up, Rich Lloyd? Rich Lloyd said, you're right, G. About 14 man plays out of 34 pass attempts yesterday. Roughly 60-40 zone. Again, and even his advocates say he can't play zone. They say this. They say this. They make this argument. They basically say that why are we trying to make a man corner play zone? Well, don't make him play zone. Don't make him play zone. I don't know. I guess maybe when you run some of those man plays, I guess let him run a handful of them, see what he do. But he seemed to struggle really bad in zone. That's him. Nobody's saying that. No, he said he was basically talking about, struggling in zone. Bert said cheap shots and all on Diggs may be true. You traded for Elam, then got rid of him. Why? He wasn't good. No one was happy about Eberflus' decision when they were losing. Now we fans are making fantasy decisions. I don't know about the fantasy decisions. I just think the defense they have right now is working. Yeah, I just think the defense is working. All right, so let's close this thing out tonight. We're going to be back to, man, this whole week it don't even seem like Friday today. It don't even seem like Friday. I hope y'all didn't go out there and get broke. I got a video I released on Osa Check Shannon. Y'all make sure y'all check that video out after we get off the stream tonight. But I want to close this out with old. All right, I blinked out for a second, and we're back. All right. So y'all tell me if I am overreacting. All right. Let's go. All right. Overreaction number 1. The Cowboys are going to the playoffs. Y'all tell me if y'all think this is an overreaction. This does not seem to be like an overreaction right now. We have one more hard game in front of us. And it may not turn out to be as hard as we once thought it was going to be. It may not be as difficult. But the Cowboys have the Detroit Lions. If they beat the Detroit Lions, I believe the Cowboys can win the next 4 games in a row. The Cowboys are going to the playoffs. Is that an overreaction or an underreaction? Or let me say overreaction, or is it right on time? Ice Cold Cowboy said it's an overreaction. Yo! Alex Mata, he said, sure, enough. James Jeter said, let's go. Playoffs after the Eagles lost. Cowboys are going to the playoffs. I don't think this is an overreaction. Kevin Edwards said number 1 is not an overreaction. Number 2, the Cowboys will win out and win the division. Is that an overreaction? I think the only thing that stands in our way are the Detroit Lions. If the Cowboys beat the Detroit Lions, I believe they're winning out, and I think they're going to beat the Lions now. I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Lions. The Lions are in a tailspin. Dan Campbell is being very foolish and prideful right now, and we may be watching the demise of Dan Campbell. At this rate, I will not be surprised if Dan Campbell is no longer with the Lions. I give him 2 years tops with the way things are going. Number 3. The Cowboys have a top 5 defense. I'm not talking about from the first 9 games, but over the last 3 games, I believe the Cowboys have a top 5 defense. We're going to see. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to put these stats together. But I think the Cowboys have a top 5 defense over the last 3 games. They have been balling. Absolutely balling. And at the very least, it's a top 10 defense, which is something that I didn't even think we would have. But the last 3 games, the Cowboys, I believe, have a top 5 defense. Number 4. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on this. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are the best wide receiver duo in football. I believe they are the best wide receiver in football. Okay, something happened earlier. You might have to refresh your browser, Tony Rodriguez. My internet went out for just a second. See if you can refresh your browser. I do think Pickens and Lambs are the best wide receiver duo in the league. Y'all tell me what you think. Number 5. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in football right now. I didn't say over his career, I said right now. You want to be the man? You have to beat the man. And the man I call is the man is, even though they're not having a good season, the man is Patrick Mahomes. Dak Prescott had some help from his defense. They stopped him on quite a few drives, but nevertheless, boy, it is hard. It is hard to stop this man over and over and over. And the Cowboys, man, I'm telling you, they battled. They went into the belly of the beast and they battled and they won. And I believe that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the league right now. Y'all tell me if that's over or under. Number 6. This right here is gonna blow y'all's mind, but I think we're gonna have to start admitting this. Matt Eberflus is actually a good defensive coordinator. Matt Eberflus is actually a good defensive coordinator because it's not just the fact that we got the players. It's how he's been playing the players. It's the scheme, the system, the way that he's using them. All just overall. Y'all tell me what you think. But I think we may have to admit, man, Matt Eberflus, I didn't say he was best in the league. But this defense isn't just better because of the players. It's better because of the players that are now, he's able to run his system with these players. They're not out there running the free-for-all, y'all. They're not out there just saying, hey, just line us up, we'll do the rest. No. They're playing Matt Eberflus' system. And all of a sudden, Brian Schottenheimer has players. Y'all do know this is the reason why Brian Schottenheimer looks as good as he does. He has players. Well, now that Matt Eberflus has players, look how he looks. Now that he has Quentin Williams, now that Overshown is back, now that Revel is on the field, now that they got Logan Wilson playing some, the Cowboys are really starting to come alive. You need players. Matt Eberflus said this from the beginning. He said it. You need players. I remember it like yesterday. I think I'm going to do a video on it. Because Clarence Hill asked him, how are you going to stop the run? He said, you need players. I find it to be strange. Couldn't stop the run before they got him players. They got him players. He's stopping the run. But again, I see some of y'all saying overreaction. Come see me again after game number 4. I bet you won't be saying it then. I bet you after we beat the Detroit Lions And after we dismantle the Chargers, come back and see me. I'm going to remember this right here. Y'all going to change your mind on Matt Eberflus. I didn't say he was a great defensive coordinator. I didn't say he was Hall of Fame. But I said he's a good defensive coordinator. It's obvious. It's not just about X's and O's. You got to have the Larrys and the Joes. Did I not tell y'all this before? Great players can make an average coach look great. Because great players execute even the most simplest plays extremely good. But go out there and look at the tape on Matt Eberflus. I'm telling you, go look at the tape. Nah, Matt Eberflus has been doing his thing out there. He got them boys doing some stuff that's helping them to do some of the things that they're doing. All right. Boy, number 7 is really going to blow y'all mind. Tell me what y'all think about this. Number 7. Niecy, you still in here? I want to make sure you hear this. Jerry Jones has been one of the best GMs in football in 2025. Jerry Jones has been one of the best GMs in football in 2025. Do y'all know that Jerry Jones has actually made 3 of the biggest trades in 2025? Jerry Jones has made 3. There is no trade that has made more impact than the trades that Jerry Jones made in 2025. And we're going to look back on 2025 and we're going to say that was actually the year that got the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Jerry Jones. They went in free agency and they got all these players. Some of them didn't work out. Some of them did work out. Solomon Thomas, James Houston, all these different guys. They hired Brian Schottenheimer. They hired Matt Eberflus. They hired White Cotton, Clayton Adams. All these names we like. They hired those guys. They went and got players. But let me tell you, the 3 greatest trades of 2025. Bar none, hands down, nobody can argue. Number 1, George Pickens for a 3rd round pick. George Pickens for a 3rd round pick. Do y'all know how insane that is? George Pickens for a 3rd round pick. That's a Herschel Walker trade almost. That is the equivalent of a Herschel Walker trade when you add it in with Quentin Wilson. George Pickens, I'm telling you, somebody in Pittsburgh, if it was me, would be getting fired. The 2nd biggest trade of 2025 was Michael Parsons. Nobody ever would have imagined Jerry would have traded Michael Parsons. And a lot of people said Jerry was crazy for trading Michael Parsons. He only got 2 first-round draft picks. It's obvious those are going to be late-round draft picks, but nevertheless, they're first-round draft picks. But in the process of that trade, Jerry not only got 2 first-round draft picks, but Jerry brought in Kenny Clark. George Pickens is the biggest trade. I think he's the biggest trade. Michael Parsons, the 7th. He is the 2nd biggest trade. And then the 3rd one, literally insanity. They went and traded one of those first-round picks. And they got Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson to boot. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. I never thought we'd say this again. Y'all do know that when this is all said and done, I will not be surprised if somebody is talking about Jerry Jones, GM of the year. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. People are going to be talking about Jerry Jones as as GM of the year. Because I am telling y'all, man, Jerry Jones has made some absolutely incredible moves this year. Even the Michael Parsons move has worked out. Because without the Michael Parsons move, the Cowboys would not be able to stop the run, which has been the key in these last 3 games to stop these teams. Those are my 7 overreactions. I'm going to put these in a video form, and I'll release these tomorrow. Those are the 7 overreactions. I want y'all to tell me if those are overreactions or not, but I think these are all viable. Boy, hey, y'all still reluctant to give, y'all still reluctant, some of y'all, to give Matt Eberflus his flowers, huh? I bet you this. Wait until they go out and do a number on them doggone Detroit Lions. I'm going to ask that question again. Is Matt Eberflus a good defensive coordinator? We're going to see. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. It is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I'm going to go do a little Black Friday shopping online. I don't go into no stores. I'm going to tell you the next part. I'm about to go and eat some dressing because y'all know we're going to be eating dressing all the way until at least Monday. At least Monday. At least I am. I don't know. I don't even think it'll be any left after the night, unfortunately, but I'm going to try. I hope I can make it last on a Sunday. Y'all tell me what y'all think about today's show, about the things that we talked about. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Also, Diggy Zua, check Shannon Sharp. That video is live on my channel now. Go check that video out. It is incredible. Shannon Sharp said some, he didn't even get it out of his mouth. He tried to say something about Dak Prescott. And also, Diggy Zua lost it on him. Y'all go check my video out. Every Cowboys fan. Matter of fact, before y'all get out of here, let me put the link in the description. This right here is a banger of a video, y'all. Oh, man, let me tell you something, Albert. My wife can cook some of the best dressing you ever had in your life, boy. I'm tearing it up when I get off of here. The link is in the description. Hey, man, y'all, the link is in the chat. Y'all go check that video out, man. It is priceless. Also, Diggy Zua went in exactly the way, and as a matter of fact, on tomorrow's show, we're going to talk about this after y'all watch that video. Because I've always thought this. Why don't other players check anybody when they talk about Dak Prescott? Like we do. When we hear people talking about Dak Prescott, we check them. Also, Diggy Zua, he checked him. Y'all go check that video out. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Peace.